Hey my friend, this is Bakhmoutski. I'm the author of Simplify Cancer and founder of Power to Be Happy. Listen, welcome to day 2 of the 14-day lockdown challenge. You know how to stay sane, steady and strong in the time of pandemic. You know, I'm going to be talking about my experience of going through cancer, of dealing with isolation, of staying away from people, of dealing with stress, of dealing with worry, of dealing with just being scared, to be honest. And just applying it to everyday life because I've already been through it. You know, on the first day, we talked about uncertainty. You know, we talked about how that is such a huge deal that comes up for us when we deal with something that is unknown. And today, on day 2, you know, we're talking about tension. We're talking about, you know, how just, because you feel stressed, and because you're just stuck inside your house because you don't want to go out or you can't go out or maybe both. You know, you're kind of stuck inside your home, you know, and you feel like you can't do anything. You know, it's not a normal situation. Maybe if you're anything like me, then maybe you feel like a caged animal. I feel like I'm just kind of, you know, I'm just, you know, rattling the cage here. You know, I don't know what to do with myself. I kind of feel trapped sometimes, you know, because it's crazy, right? It's not a normal situation. So it kind of, this feeling of unease, of tension, of pressure, it kind of just builds up, doesn't it? It just builds and builds and builds until, you know, it's just going to burst, you know, it's just going to get out. Because this isn't a normal time of our lives, is it? You know, in a normal situation, you know, whether you'd be getting stressed at work or at home, you'd be out, you'd be doing things, you'd be interacting with people, and you'd be doing the things that you normally do to really release that tension. But that's not what's happening now, is it? Right, so we need to find a way to kind of get it out of your system, get it out of your body, get it out of your mental level. But most important, I think, is to deal with it emotionally, right? Because these things just kind of build up and then it just becomes unhealthy. Like, have you ever had a situation where, like, maybe you were stressed and maybe frustrated, it just kind of builds up and then it just kind of doesn't get out, and then you just kind of snap at someone. You know, maybe it's you snap at your partner, or maybe your child, or like a friend, or someone you know, right? And then you feel so, you know, you feel like you really shouldn't have done that, so you feel like there's lots of regret. So it's not a great place to be in, right? So we want to be able to get it out. And I think the best way to do it is to kind of reconnect with strong, kind of powerful emotions that you have on a regular basis. So I'm going to share with you like some of the ways that I can kind of go about it, right? That really help me. And I like to do it on really 3 levels, right? One is I want to bring back good memories. Isn't that such a huge thing? To really have memories that are meaningful to you. You know, happy memories, but also just important memories. You know, times where you've discovered something. Times where you have overcome a challenge. Times where, you know, maybe it was just pure joy. Maybe it was just fun. Maybe you just had tons of fun, you know, maybe it's something like that. And I think it's so crucial to do that every single day, to have one thing to bring up those happy memories. You know, I'm going to give you lots of prompts and ideas to do that in your worksheet, which you can download below this video on the PDF. But I think at its most kind of, you know, primeval level, the way we're going to be doing about those memories is to really look at a photo album or talk to, you know, a friend and say, hey, do you remember that time we did this? Or talk to your partner and say, hey, remember we done that? Like, how do you remember it? Because, you know, I feel like the way I've been thinking about it just changed over the years. You know, things like that. And when you can prompt those memories to happen for you every single day, And when it's a strong memory, when it's something that's meaningful to you, like you relive it in some way, don't you? And that's a pretty cool feeling, isn't it? I think it was so special just the other day when I was sitting down with my son Michael, and we opened up his memory box and we look at the stuff that he did, in grade 1 and when he was in prep, and like all these like paintings that he's done and old photos, like from a year ago, from 2 years ago, and it was just such a cool feeling, like for both of us, and kind of the stress that was building up, like all the news and kind of just not a normal situation, right? It just kind of allowed us to just kind of let it go and just release some of that tension. So I think looking back at your memories once a day is like a great thing that you can do for yourself. So the second thing you can do, I think, and this is something that I like to do, once a week, is doing something that makes you feel like you're moving forward. That's something that makes you feel like you're making progress. It feels like you're doing something. You're doing something for yourself, doing something that is maybe entertaining for you, or maybe is fun, or maybe it's just interesting. I think the best thing for me is reading a book. I'd love to, or at least I try and read one book in a week. I know that could be too much, but I would urge you to at least try it. Try just, okay, maybe not, it might take you longer, whatever that is for you, but try a book, right? Especially if you're not into books, right? Because if you're not into books, it might be a great time to get into it. Because listen, if you don't get into it right now, well, you probably never will. So I highly recommend you to try reading a book and see if it's something that really speaks to you. I'm going to give you some ideas about different books that you can try and read. Things that might at least challenge me to think differently, to look at life in a different way. Maybe fiction, maybe non-fiction, just trying a couple of different things. And I think it's so crucial to try and get into it and give it your best go. And sometimes the book isn't for you, and sometimes you might spend, I would suggest, taking 1 hour to just kind of read it, maybe 2 or 3 chapters. And if it's not right, you know what? Drop it. Maybe if it's not right, start another one. But do read, and given, reading through a book gives you this sense of accomplishing something, of the fact that you're moving forward, you're doing something, because every time you pick up a book, you go to a new page, it's you discovering something, and you are constantly making progress as you're reading through it. You're either following a character's journey or you're finding out something. This is so cool. And the best part about it, you can find as many books as you want without leaving the house, right? You can get on your tablet, you can do whatever works for you. But do try a book. Remember, this is a challenge, right? You're challenging yourself, my friend. So give it a go. And then finally, one thing that I've got for you is do one thing a month. One thing a month that will really give you a sense of achievement. It will really make you feel like you've done something that is meaningful for you. Like you've really got something done. You've really achieved something. So I like to think of it as a project of something that you can kind of plan from start to finish, and you can just kind of work towards it. And maybe you have little kind of milestones along the way, So one of the things that I've done in my personal life, I guess, is, this challenge. I'd love to do it in a space of 1 month. Do all the videos, do all the worksheets, get all of that done, put all of that online, and basically, you're watching this now, right? So I think it's so cool because I can plan that out and I can just make it happen. And whatever that is for you, maybe it's something around the house, maybe it's something that maybe you've put off for a while, maybe like a hobby that you had, maybe you could make something. Maybe you could, I don't know, maybe it's something that you always wanted to do but never had the time for. Look, my friend, the time is now. Now is the time. Like when we're stuck at home, we don't have any other options but to engage ourselves, engage our emotions, and really go out to find a different way to reconnect with ourselves. It's true that we can't do the things we do every single day and get that emotional fix from other people or from doing things or from going out. But you can still do it in your own life. By first of all reconnecting with memories that you have, powerful memories that will make you relive what you've been through. You can do things that will kind of give you a sense of moving forward, that you're not stuck in one place. And finally, you can do something that gives you a sense of like achieving something, that you've done something meaningful. I think that can be a great help. Listen, I want to thank you so much for being here, because I know this is a rough time. I know it's a tough time for all of us, and I want to kind of champion you for being here and for really taking the time to go through this. Because even if you are by yourself in your own house, I don't know. Hopefully you've got your partner or your friends or someone's there with you. But even if you're not, I want you to know that in whatever way that you are in right now, I want you to know that you're not alone. Even if you are by yourself, you are not alone, because alone is a feeling. Alone we suffer, but together, my friend, together we hope. We hope that things are going to change, because things are going to go back to normal, and maybe things are going to be better than they've ever been before. Thank you so much for being here. Please do the worksheet. I think it will serve you in a big way. And I'll see you tomorrow in day 3. My name is Joe Bakhmoutski. Thank you for taking part in our 14-day lockdown challenge. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.